Jade, how did you find it?
I got given to illegally.
Yeah? How did you find the actual flavour of it? Was it like a very minty kind of, mouthwash flavour? Or could you actually taste the rum?
I can taste my rum.
Yeah, okay. Did you notice how it was made?
No.
They crushed it and thing. That's what I saw.
Yes. What else? How did they put it in the shaker and shake it?
No.
Or did they actually stir it? Yeah. So, good. So that's the proper way to make it.
So then muddle it.
Yes. So that is the main thing we want to have a look at today, some of the muddling techniques, okay? And again, just the stirring and actually doing it all together. So your ingredients today essentially are going to be white rum, sugar syrup. The mixer is actually soda water. Okay, so we use soda water to actually top it up. Our other ingredients are going to be lime and mint leaves. Okay, now depending on where you go and how they make it, some guys and girls when they do make it, will use like sugar and actually you actually sugar itself or fine sugar. They'll actually use that and then create their own little syrup with the lime juice or squeezed in, etc. As opposed to having your sugar syrup. So your sugar syrup
That's
is
misleading. I thought it was vodka.
no.
Wow.
So the sugar syrup, like that, just is basically the sweetener that we add into it. Okie doke. So when it comes to the limes, I'm loving the creativity that the people have gone to there. Again, that's one way to cut limes. For this drink, that's the wrong way. Okie doke. So again, depending on where you work, you can use the limes like that for a little garnish and or in your Coronas. But again, normally speaking, we're going to put them into wedges.
Can you not muddle those anyway though? Or are you not meant to
I'm
muddle
not going
them?
to waste them because limes are expensive.
Yeah, they're just like garnishes.
Yes.
Because I've seen people have slices like that and muddle it just at the bottom.
Yeah,
when
so
they-
basically I'll
Which
show you the
takes
proper
the link.
way and then we'll just use up that. That's the way we go there. Alright, so mint leaves there as well,
Mint.
etc. Alright, so it's a fairly straightforward drink in regards to ingredients. There's only a handful of items. And the main thing you've got to understand is that it's just about getting the mixing and the actual bruising of the fruit, for want of a better term, or the muddling, right. Okay, we don't want to over work the fruit when we're actually muddling in the glass itself. And again, same with the mint leaves. The reason I asked, whether you noticed how it was made, did the bartender actually, put the mint leaves into a shaker and basically butcher it with the ice, shaking it to death and making it taste like a bloody glass of mouthwash? Or did they actually pick the leaves off individually, bruise them in their hand, put them in, and away we go? Okie doke. So the main things we're going to have a look at here are your limes. Not cutting board.
Should be another one there.
Okay, so again, we've got everything here.
Wow.
Okay, except
I know.
a
I
knife
took it.
and soda water. Who set that up?
No, it was there. I washed it. It's being washed.
You failed.
Wait, did we actually? Well, you would have, yeah, if it was a real bar.
So I can't cut a lemon or a lime without a knife. So again, you just got to make sure. Remember that first day we went through it and we all laid it all out. You had the photograph. Commit it to memory. All right. So what else have we got there? So you've got all your strainers. The spoon is probably the most important thing we're going to be using today, as well as your muddling stick. So we've got a knife. Fabulous.
Start with that shit.
Don't your hand is out the other way.
Hold it by the blade.
No, with your bare hands. But you don't walk around with it out that way. do you?
Hurry up.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm making some wrong Sorry. Hey, at least I was in
All right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, so the main thing we're having a look at here is just the technique for cutting your limes. So today, what we want to do, similar to what we did with the lemons the other day, is basically just cut the ends off there, and then we're actually going to cut it long ways, and then we're actually going to divide it into 4 wedges. Okay.
Nice.
So again, that'll be depending on how classy the venue is, that'll have nice thicker wedges for your like your Coronas and everything like that. A lot of venues, again, just to get the extra mileage out of the fruit, will slice it nice and thin like that and just shove that into the top of your bottle there. But generally speaking, a nice wedge of the lime there just to give you that extra kind of citric acid into the drink for the flavour. All right, so what we're having a look at here, guys, is once again taking off the ends of the fruit. Okay, so coming down like that. And basically you want to basically have a look at the 4 cuts. Okay, so you're going to come in on the angle like that, on top, and on the angle like that, and get 4.
Each half you're cutting into 4.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. It's like,
Find it easier just to cut it around on this angle like that, keeping it all together, and you have, 4 little wedges.
huge.
Okay.
Very nice, very nice.
So that's cute. So that's what you use. Now, when it comes to your mojito, we're basically using those 4 wedges into the bottom of your glass. Okay, and that's going to be the start of the process. We then use our muddler. Okay, so again, very important when we're holding the glass, just make sure it's secure, it's not going to bounce around when you're using your muddling team. Now when it comes to the muddling of the actual fruit itself, you're only going to, suppose, push down or muddle it about 3 or 4 times. That's it. Okay, because if you actually go any longer or harder or more times than that, you're actually going to release more of the tannins out of the skin and it's going to go really bitter. Okay? Okay, so it's just about basically just giving it a good squeeze to get the juice out of the flesh.
Digesting the skin itself.
Correct.
Just kind of
That's it, yeah, that's it. So again, when you're actually going in, and we'll show you the crushing the ice technique there as well. Again, hanging like that, and normally when we're doing the ice, we're going to use it on an angle, but we're just going to come in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just spin it around or so, just get the juice off, just a little bit of flair. Okay, that's all right. I'll do your job and put the soda water in as well. Boom! That's all right. Hard to get good help. That's okay.
You're a good guy.
Oh, passive aggressive. That's one of your communication styles. That's what you'll learn to pick up on. Okay, the other thing we'll need handy soon is our little spoon. Okay, so you've got your lime muddled in there. Now, generally speaking, you then put in your sugar syrup, okay, and then your vodka. Okay?
Right, why do you do the syrup for vodka?
Sorry?
Why do you do the syrup for vodka?
Because generally speaking...
I mean the rum, sorry, not vodka.
Sorry, what?
I said rum, sorry.
Yeah,
not
so
vodka.
it's just basically just to get a little bit of that, because we're going to get some mint leaves and put in there as well.
Oh, okay, so I just on top.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, does it matter what order you put the sugar syrup in?
Minty fresh.
Like,
Sometimes,
does it taste different?
no, because it's all going to get split
Yeah.
down. Some people will put the sugar syrup on after they've put the spirit in, and then kind of let it settle down
Let it
like that.
sink in,
But
yeah.
you're going to stir it all through nice.
I was
nice and
wondering,
even
I
anyway.
just thought I'd
Yeah.
ask the double check.
So the other thing that we're also going to use there too will be the mint leaves in a second as well. So when it comes to your ingredients or your recipe, so your mojito is, I should have said this right at the start, so 4 little lime wedges, okay, 30 mils of sugar syrup, 60 mils, so 2 nips of white rum, and then it's topped up with soda water, okay, and ice, obviously. Okay, so yeah, it is, a relatively strong cocktail, and so for those people, it can be quite refreshing. Me personally, I like white rum over dark rum, so I like this drink, but again, if I'm making one, I have no sugar syrup whatsoever, because I just do not have a sweet tooth whatsoever.
So would you then put an extra shot of like, in compensation?
90 mils. Well, I mean, that 30 mils has to be made up from something.
Yeah, normally just soda water.
I reckon you would
Normally
even
just
out
soda
into
water.
What if you're having a bad day? Can you then change it?
Mate, I just free call, man. It's good.
The rum is the mixer. The soda water's on the bottom.
So we'll chuck in a little bit of sugar
30 mils of
syrup.
soda water, fill the rest
Sugar
up with
syrup.
rum.
Now, when it comes to your mint leaves,
Oh,
ladies
that
and
one might be
gents, okay. So, generally speaking, you've got mint leaves. Fresh mint is always the best to use. All right. So what you want to do is actually make sure that you. Yeah, that's it. yeah.
Collect those leaves.
That's it. So, generally speaking, thanks guys, you're actually picking the leaves off the stem. You don't want any kind of stem or anything going into the drink. So when it comes to your mint leaves for a mojito, anywhere between 8 to 10, ideally, leaves to go into it. So you just put them into a little pile into your hand there, just picking them out freshly.
Has that been washed?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and again, you're exactly right. Hello, pick you.
Just wondering if you accidentally get the stem in it, is it going to change the flavour?
No, just
It's just presentation.
just
I
for,
think.
yeah, just a little tone. Okay, so as Sasha has already mentioned there, the technique that we do use is actually then to clap, okay, or to bruise the actual leaf. Just give you a little.
Rubber, rubber, dub, dub.
That's it, like that. Just simple as that. And then if we're getting really fancy, we're just going to rub
So you get the
mint
flavour
around.
in the
Clap and rub.
So essentially, just putting them in like that. Okay. And then,
Yeah. Then he turned mummy.
again, sometimes you get with the bar spoons, you'll get a bar spoon that also doubles as a muddler on the end there, so just a little kind of muddler, so it's just a little bit more efficient there. So the main things we want to have a look at here is just giving it a little bit of a stir around, and then just, again, just
So you don't use the muddle for that bit?
No, because then you'll ruin the leaves.
the light
It'll make taste like toothpaste.
like that. So the other thing there too is you could use the just basically getting half a lime and just squeezing the lime juice straight into it like that with no kind of lime. But this also kind of builds the colour and just I suppose the content of the inside of the drink. All right, so you've got that in there like that. Okay, so what we're going to do then is grab our metal Boston and just a couple of grams of ice there first of all. Okay, and then what we want to do is put in our rum. So once again, you don't want to overfill with the ice, okay, simply because you just make sure you've got enough room in there for other liquid. So, okay, that's where we're at so far. What you want to do then, once again, is the stirring action, and you just bring in and try and stir the flavour the ice up and down. And then eventually, once we get going, we want to drag the bottom of that fruit up and through the glass. So we're just mixing all of those kind of flavours together with the spirit of white rum, and then slowly lifting up your lime leaves.
Mint leaves.
Yeah, same, but different. And then what we want to do is then put in a little bit more ice, as such. And then, let's get another gun. Oh, okay, topping with soda water. And then, if we want to be really fancy, we would then just grab like a sprig of the mint leaf as the garnish on top. So again, this is where you use the straw. Just something in there like that. And our long straws, did you get the straws out?
Where did they
You
leave?
had one job, set up the bar properly. Okay, and then we're going to use a long straw.